what's going on, PLC? Brad here with another Pokemon Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle. Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle. And this one is a multi-battle with one of the admins, Casno, and then two of our friends, Bailz, sorry, I'm trying to clean the screen off. Bailz and Tion, and I will be linking all those three's channels below. Pretty much, this was just a fun game, a fun battle. That's why you see Tion with 3 Arceus's, and yeah. But this was a pretty funny battle in my opinion, and yeah, there's a very unexpected turnout in the end. But yeah, please don't go. Oh yeah, he's using 3. His partner's using 3 Arceus's. He's gonna they're winning, things like that. No, this was just for fun and everything. And as you can tell, I led with my. Oh, I just canceled playback. That's why I don't click A. Yeah. Okay, let's try this again. I'm gonna put this in that, and I'm not pressing A. So yeah, they both, Casno and Bailz both lead off with their Clefables. I send out my Tangela, and he sends out his Arceus. He uses Judgment, and I go, this is gonna be super effective. One of them's gonna die. Nope, doesn't die. I'm like, really? So Casno goes for the. I do believe Casno is the one that when he. Yeah, Casno was the one that went for the Stealth Rocks. Bailz go for the freaking setup, starts trying to set up and everything. I'm like, I'm not letting. Oh god, the cat. I swear, me. Yeah. It's been a pretty rough day. Like, I'm just so used to clicking A that it's just, like, really? Just like, this doesn't usually happen. A moment of silence for me being an idiot. Okay. So since I'm probably going to stop being an idiot now, I just use knockoff, try and knock off the item they had left over. I was like, ha 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 ha, ha ha ha, ha. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to probably survive. They're going to focus on this Arceus and everything. And I'm like, you know what, since he's using an Arceus and this isn't technically fair and everything, because we said no legendaries, I was like, let's be fun. And I Leech Seed his Arceus. And I was like, I could gain HP off of him and everything. So, yeah, I'm such a great teammate. So, he uses Recover, and I'm like, okay. So, like I said, this was a pretty fun battle and everything. So, they're using Fire and Blast and stuff on him. I'm like, okay, then. Once it's on him, lands a crit, it's dead. And I don't know, I do believe I go for him again this turn. Oh no, I go for Bailz' Clefable. I'm like, yes. Let's kill this Arceus. He goes for Recover again, and this entire time we're all laughing and everything, just because he's using 3. And they keep going for the fire attacks and stuff. I'm like, they're gonna land a freaking crit on him eventually. I'm like, okay then. And I actually killed the Clefable. I'm like, how is this even possible? So I keep getting my health back. Like, no matter what, I get my health back. As long as this Arceus stays alive. Bailz sends in her Charizard, baby Bailz. And I'm like, oh, this is the end of me. This is the complete and utter end of me. And the Charizard, not the Charizard, the Arceus. And, I was like, I want to see if Leech Seed, if I could get double the Leech Seed. Like, so since I seeded his, Leech Seeded the Arceus, if I could Leech Seed the Clefable, I'll also get HP. But they killed the Arceus. It's like, really? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm dead. This Fire Blast is gonna kill me. So my Tangela goes down, so does the Arceus. And I'm like, I'm not gonna go down that easily. And so I do believe I go into my, oh god. I do believe it's my Umbreon. Yes, my Umbreon. And this thing put in some work, in my opinion. Sadly, it didn't. I lost. So it uses Focus Blast. I do believe on Arceus. Yeah. I'm like, okay, good. I could set up with this Umbreon. I'm like, yes. Lunar uses Fire Blast. I'm like, I could survive. I could take that, even under the sun. So I go for the Toxic on the Charizard. I'm like, yes. Ha 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 ha. I will win this with Umbreon. And he sends in his last Arceus. Tion sends in his last Arceus, and I'm like, okay, he better do something. Please do something. And I switch out because I'm like, I don't want to risk this Focus Blast to the face. And I go into my Snorlax. This is not a PG channel, so if you're young, turn away. My fat ass. I'm going to re-nickname him into Tiny, though. I really don't like the nickname. I had to put 2 5s. I hate the letter 5. But, yeah. They go for the Solar Beam. I'm like, oh. It's on him. On Tion. And then he goes for the, then Casno goes for the Fire Blast. And it misses. I'm like, oh, thank the Lord. He goes for another Calm Mind. I'm like, are you serious? Why are you just setting up? And I go for that Heavy Slam. I'm like, I'm gonna take out one of these things before I go down. I'm like, dude, your freaking Snorlax is dead. Not Snorlax, Arceus is dead. I go for the Heavy Slam, I'm like, Snorlax. And it did some decent damage. A good chunk, actually. And, I do believe next turn he uses Recover. But, this is I love how this battle is. He uses Judgment on, probably it's Charizard. Yeah. And it actually killed it. I'm like, what? Not very effective. But then I was like, alright, Calm Mind. And, the Clefable, I do believe, goes for the Fire Blast. And I do believe that's the down with Arceus. But, oh wait, never mind. But then I go for the Heavy Slam on the Clefable again. And it takes it out. I'm like, yeah. And it was a crit. I was like, oh, I could have used that the first turn, save the Arceus. But the Sunlight goes. I do believe they both go into the Weavile. So I'm like, oh, God. This is where it starts getting funny. Oh, sorry. Weavile and Gardevoir. But this is where it gets really hilarious. And I'm like, okay. He Mega Evolves into Mega Gardevoir. And I'm like, okay. That's not as threatening to me because I have my Snorlax, which is very strong. He goes for the Poison Jab. That will take out the Arceus. This is where I'm on my own. I'm like, oh God. This is just a stall team I just was like, let's screw around with. And I go for the Heavy Slam. We started cracking up laughing because of this. I one-hit KO'd it. I'm like, what? Thank you, Snorlax. Then they both only have one Pokemon left. And I'm like, okay then. I got this. They go for the Icicle Crash. I'm like, okay, I could survive. I could survive this. No flinch. Please, no flinch. Then they go for the knockoff. I'm like, dang it. Which really did suck. And so I go into my Umbreon left. I go into my Umbreon. And I do believe I set up a Wish. They use Ice Shard. And I'm like, okay. And then he uses Poison Jab. I'm like, I could survive this. And I go for the Wish. And this is where the clutch starts coming out. I have lefties and everything. I'm like, okay, come at me, bruh. And they go for the Icicle Crash. He goes for the Icicle Crash. I'm like, I could survive this. No problem. I survive with 19 HP. and he goes for the icicle crash as well, and he missed. I'm like, oh my god, this Umbreon with the clutch. This Umbreon got the clutch. And I'm like, just in case, I'm gonna go for another wish this next turn. And I'm like, I could survive more. And I was just gonna keep Toxic Stalling them both. But I knew I couldn't hold it off for that long, but he goes for the knockoff, which did a lot of damage for being not very effective. Then he goes for the Icicle Crash. I'm like, I can't survive these next 2 hits after this. So, yeah, as you can see where this is going. But, yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to all their channels and this one. And, also check out my channel as well. I'll also link that one down below. Check out, and please leave your battle videos down below in the comments. Like you have to upload them to the internet first, so I could like get the codes and then comment their code. So yeah, it should be like this one I have over here. It should be blue. These are green. So yeah, thank you for watching. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. I certainly did. And, yeah, peace out.